Do the name.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun,
What's up, everybody? We're back. We're here to talk fantasy. Jeremy, it is week 7. There are some matchups. There are some. I feel like this week is kind of like the start of like when like the records start to get separated a little bit. People kind of start pulling ahead, and there's tiers that actually are going to start forming. I feel like we're starting to meet those weeks, week 7 through 10, basically. So let's get right into it, Jeremy. How are you? Are you ready to freaking go?
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. All right, I'm pulling it up right now. We're just gonna go right into my matchup, Jeremy.
Let's do it.
It's me versus Jim. We're both 3-3. We are both on a 3-game skid. Both teams have had injuries. Both teams have went through buys. It's been a frustrating 3 weeks. That started for me when I lost by like point 0.8 points to Jeff. That same week, I lost Rasheed Rice. That same week, I haven't had Jonathan Taylor since. It's been nothing but misery in the record column for me. But I stand by my team. I like my team. With where the season is right now, I like where I'm at. With that being said, Jim, I think we both agreed that it has had a strong team up to this point. Tyreek, obviously, without Tua, has been a problem for him. Um, this week he doesn't have Dak, so he just filled the spot with Trevor Lawrence. They need to get it going. They're still in London. They stayed there from last week. So they should have had a good week of practice, but I think they might be trying to fire Doug Peterson. We'll see if they lose this game on Sunday in London again.
Tell
Doug
Doug, don't
Peterson's
come
going to
home.
fly back and he's going to get fired within like 36 hours. I guarantee it. Um,
36 seconds, baby.
right. But let's dive into this matchup. So, obviously, I give myself the edge at quarterback. Kirk Cousins at home against the
Yeah,
Seattle
for sure.
secondary that is missing pieces. Derrick Henry over James Cook. I do like
Monty.
James Cook. I was too early on him. I drafted him in his rookie year, and he like didn't really do much until like late in the season. I like him, but yeah, I like Henry over Cook. Obviously, I like Montgomery over Aaron Jones. Tyreek against Debo. Debo plays right now. He's questionable. I toss up whatever. Big whoever gets the big play. JJ over Devonta Smith. I like that. I do like Pitts over Njoku, but I do think Njoku moving forward, Jeremy, is going to be the leading target person for the Browns. No matter who is that quarterback, hopefully Jameis Winston soon because he'll just throw it and not give a shit. That's what I need with that offense. Njoku. Jonathan Taylor, again, like I said, he's been injured since week 4 for me. I don't think he's
Trace
going to
him in.
play again for the third straight game. Well, 3 and like a half games now, I guess. So I got Romeo Dobbs in there as of right now. So I'll take Josh Downs if he plays. I'm going to go with me though, Jeremy. I just really like my team, and it has to end at some point. I got to win. It's not like I've been having bad weeks. I had one terrible week. I think I didn't even get to like 80 or something points, 80 or 85 points. It was terrible, but I'm putting up good numbers. I like my matchups this week. I like my players over him and the matchups that they got. So I'm going to go with me. Hopefully, I can get out the schneid.
Rob, I'm going to go with you as well. One thing I will say, in Joku's tribe, uh, nice team name. Jim's got an uphill battle. Yeah, his team has been on the skid as well. You both kind of skid. Um, I love that you have Romeo Dobbs back on your team, your boy.
Romeo, where art thou?
So you got that going for you. One thing I will say, I got Jerry Judy on my team, so hopefully he'll get an uptick in targets as well. But yeah, the Browns are a dumpster fire. I think Stefanski's a good coach. I wonder if Watson's been playing because of the owner. I could be wrong, but yeah, the Browns just they suck. And we got the last laugh, Baker.
100%.
Yeah, Rob, I think you're going to take this one home. Jim's just been ravaged with injuries. It looks like Devontae Adams is going to play, so you could always throw him in there. But Yeah, I think you're going to win this one.
Yeah, just ever since that Rashi Rice injury, I'm okay at wide receiver when I got my guys healthy. Outside of my two starting dudes that are actually in the wide receiver slots right now, I want to improve at wide receiver. So hopefully I can hit one on Bub Means. I just picked him up. He's a receiver for the Saints. Um, with Rashid Shaheed going down for the year, I'm hoping that he picks up a big role. Hopefully he can be a good PPR guy for me. So we'll see. But yeah, Jim, I like your team though, bro. Obviously you don't have Dak this week. He's on a bye. Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey's the kind of kicker that can go out there and get you 20 points. So obviously that's a big loss for you. Um, but yeah, you got a solid squad, man. Next matchup, we got Jeff, the mighty David versus Goliath matchup. We got Jeff versus Bruna. Bruna's got Kamara going right now. Jeremy, he's got currently 6.3 points, basically through
Yeah,
the end of three quarters. So
that's not going to help her.
it's not going to help her at all. Jeff's
What
team
a
is pretty
terrible game.
solid, like we talk about every week.
Well,
Um,
she's got Richardson going again. Richardson's made it
she
around the
did go
league.
back. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast when I got home. We were starting to throw shit, like make piles for clothes. I said like a podcast going, and she must have been listening because when I went back to my phone, I get updates for activity in our league, and I was seeing that
Yeah,
she was
your
obviously doing
sources.
stuff. But yeah, I'm going with Jeff in this matchup, man. I mean, like Brenna obviously win for the first time last week, and what's her reward? She plays Jeff, who's on a
Hey,
roll.
between Brennan and I, maybe we'll be the only two people to take down Jeff. For those reasons, I'm going with Brenna.
I didn't even think that. Wow, I like that pick.
Yeah, so that's just kind of my the parody of our league. Any given Sunday, as they say. But on paper, yeah, Jeff's team looks like he should run away. But it's fantasy. It's the NFL. You never know what you're going to get. I would be a lot more confident if Kamara had his usual, 5, 6 catches, 80 total yards at least. I mean,
I
he
don't even
hasn't
know if
been
he's. I don't know if
anything.
he's even playing in the fourth quarter in
Well,
this
he
game.
might not be. This game's a blowout. It's over. He
Right.
just needs a couple dink and dunks and a touchdown to keep Brenna close. But
She'll need
Al,
like she'll need
she
like
needs
Reed.
Algier.
I was just gonna say she needs three things. Well, really four things kind of to happen. At least three of the four. She needs Ayuk to actually do something. I know
He's
he's been getting like a lot of double coverage, like when he goes downfield on his routes. But he needs to do something. Jaden Reed's gonna have to have one of those Jaden Reed games where he gets like 20 points plus on like 5 touches, 6 touches. Uh, Garrett Wilson's probably have to get in the end zone. Uh, Atlanta's going to be up on Seattle, making Bijan not play as much late in the game, and maybe Algier gets like a whole quarter to himself, basically in the fourth quarter, and maybe gets a cheap touchdown. And obviously, Anthony Richardson needs to do something against Miami, who's actually absolutely putrid right now. So there is a way that she can win. But look at Jeff's squad. I mean, Higgins has been phenomenal. Godwin's been phenomenal. Pollard in a great matchup against Buffalo. Yeah, I'm going Jeff. So, but
All
you're
right.
taking Brenna. I like it. If she wins, it's only you and her that beat Jeff this year. So
Yep.
I
So I
like
like
that.
that.
All right. Next matchup, Jeremy is Marty 3-3 against Adam 3-3. He did change his name back to Campbell's Kool Aid. It was at one point for sale by owner. Um,
Hey, Rob, I'll take this one first if you don't mind.
oh,
Uh,
absolutely, please.
I love King Martz. He did what I guess we didn't recap really last week, but obviously, he got the better of you. You put up a good amount,
Yeah.
but and then in the other sibling matchup, Drew beat Alyssa, and then in the Bourbon Bowl, Jack took it to Jim because Jim's been bending the knee lately. I digress. I say of all this to say, Marty's team, I would say, although he has 3 wins, is not very good. I'm gonna go with Adam. I'm glad he's went back with the Campbell's Kool Aid. We didn't even talk about the trade that was made today. I'll be honest, I didn't even really look at it too much.
I'm not gonna
It's
lie,
crazy.
I forgot to start off with a recap of last week. We'll do that
That's
after
all right.
this.
Yeah.
Kind of ass
Yeah, yeah.
backwards. My
Yep.
bad, everybody.
No, that's all right. But no, I like Adam in this one.
Yeah. You kind of said everything that I wanted to say. Um, we can get into the recap here shortly. I fudged that up a little bit, but yeah, I'm taking Adam. I know he's got three people on who are questionable, but I heard that all three of them are going to be playing. So if that's true, Adam's looking pretty solid. And if he has like one of them that doesn't play, you know, let's say it's either Robinson Jr. or Evans. He could probably throw Addison in there in what could be a high scoring game. Maybe he gets in the end zone, but whatever. I'm taking Adam as well. You said everything that I wanted to
Yep.
say. All right, next matchup is your matchup, Jeremy. 1-5 against Bird. 4-2, I believe, or is he 3-3? He might be 3-3. Let me take a look at what I wrote down here. Bird's 3-3.
Yep.
Um, yeah, you got Sutton going right now.
With the
And
goose egg.
obviously, we talked
So,
about you sat Javante, which is super ironic because you've been starting him every week. I feel like.
yep.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, there's not much to say. My team stinks. You can see my name right here, dumpster fire. My team's total dumpster fire. That was a terrible coaching decision. We're going to be looking at potentially firing the coach, the general manager, and the owner looks like there might be moving to South America and selling off the team because I'm being run out of town. Obviously, Uncle T. I got to get a new nickname. But yeah, quite a blunder starting Sutton, who I guess isn't doing anything. They asked Sean Payton at halftime. He said they're running a lot of zone defense. There's a quarter left, but Denver's up huge. They're not going to throw it. So yeah, that
It's
25 points sitting on my bench hurts.
Yeah,
It hurts.
it's gonna be a dud for Sutton. I think we both think that at this point. And
No,
yeah, that's just it's really unlucky, Jeremy. That's fantasy. I mean, like you said, Williams hasn't really done much at all this year.
no, he's been a bum. This is the
Well,
first touchdown he scored
He
too.
got you 16 points in week 5. That was against the Raiders though.
Yeah, and
Um
it's because he that
and
was his second.
this is the first game that he scored a touchdown. He scored 2. So that hurts.
Exactly.
Yeah, that hurts,
So
man.
anyway, it is
He
what it
gets
is. It's
targets
fantasy.
though. He gets
Yeah.
targets, but I hear you though, man. I hear you. It's frustrating. I've been there. I think we've all been there. Um, but yeah, with that being said, let's just break this down real quick.
The Birdman, I think, is gonna take it.
Even though Sutton's might be giving you a dud, Jeremy, I do think you have a shot in this game. I don't have any respect for Arizona's defense. I think Dobbins could have a good game for you. Uh, obviously, Daniels has been tearing it up. He's playing Carolina at home. That could be a big game for you as well. I'm on Rob. We need him to have a good game against Minnesota. I think he's going to bring his A game. Were you watching Javante get in the end zone again? Or is that earlier?
Oh, those are just replays. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then you got
First
Kelsey, who's been picking
career
it up.
game with 2 rushing touchdowns, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
You got Kelsey, who's been getting a lot more volume since Rasheed Rice went down. I mean, Darnell Mooney's no slouch. You got a good team, like in a sense, Jeremy.
On
It's
pa
just like
on paper.
if you look at your bench, though, it's all red with questionable and people being out. That's where your issue is. You don't have any room. Like you have to play certain people basically for the most
Every
part
week,
every week
no
at this
matter what.
point. But
Yeah.
with that being said, Jeremy, I am going with Bird. I do like Joe Burrow. He's got Gibbs and Walker. I like that combo. Christian Watson, Brian Thomas Jr., pretty solid. AJ Brown's back and healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna give the nod to him. I hope that you have a good week though, Jeremy. I feel like your team needs this win.
Oh,
Um,
we do, so thank you for giving me that blessing.
no problem, man. I'm gonna be on a ship here soon. I'm
I'm
all
on a
positive.
boat.
I'm all positive vibes right now. But yeah, Jeremy, I'm gonna go with Bird. But yeah, for you
Yep.
and your sake, I hope you can get a win here to keep your you gotta get some momentum going if you're gonna make a playoff run. So
Yeah, you
or you're
gotta
gonna
win
this
at least 5 games as, Jeff has, I think it's 5. You can go 5 and
yeah.
9 and make the playoffs.
It's possible. I think you probably got
Yeah,
to get to like 6-10 though, or six and sorry,
more than likely.
6-8.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6-8. Yeah,
yeah, but it's a long shot. But yeah, Bird's probably going to take this one.
you could always try making trades too, man.
Oh, I mean, I've got JK, but you're right. It could work that.
I'm just saying, like if you hate your team so much, you got valuable pieces on your team. You got Daniels, you got Cup. I know you've been holding on to him, so you really don't want to trade him at this point.
Well,
Um,
I've been trying to deal him. It's just not,
Same with
nothing.
Hawkinson.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Good luck to you, man.
What a guy. Thank you.
All right, next matchup we got Drew versus Shane.
Wow.
I just
The
feel like you
brothers.
got stuff. I feel like you got stuff to say, Jeremy. So why don't you take this one? I want to see what you have to say.
Man. So Drew's team's been coming on. I feel lately with London having a good week. Pretty fortunate with his Kareem Hunt pickup. I shouldn't say fortunate. Good pickup, Drew. But Shane's got Chubb should be coming back. I think that Shane's got one of the better teams in the league. I feel like Drew's team is just, you know, sucks. I mean, Najee Harris has like one of his best games. Lamar hasn't really been that great. Mixon's been injured all season. Diggs has been all right. But yeah, give me Shane in this.
Lamar's been all right. He's quarterback two right now. Jeremy, have you ever picked Drew if he wasn't playing Jack?
It just depends how the wind blows.
I will agree with you on the fact that you did say that Shane has one of the better teams in the league as of like right now, especially if Chubb can come back and be productive. I mean, his team. Sorry, I thought that was a deep pass. It was just a punt. His team's pretty solid. ETN and Waddle, Ford, Shaheed. His bench isn't that great in my opinion. However, with that being said, the roster that he has starting for this week is a pretty solid lineup. I'm going Drew though. Sorry, Shane. It's just I don't think when Jeremy's saying that Lamar's been just all right. Mixon's been rolling lately. Jackson's been doing Jackson things. Kareem Hunt's getting a lot of touches already last week. They didn't even know if he was even going to get any touches. He led the backfield there. I think he'll get pretty good volume in a tough game against San Francisco. Drake London's having his best year so far in the NFL. Stephon Diggs got to come play against the Packers. McBride's going to feast with no Marv. Game script, game script, game script. I don't see them having Russ or Justin Fields throw that often against the Jets secondary. So what that's going to mean is dump down passes to Harris. A lot of Harris volume. Yeah, I'm going Drew. Um, Shane's been rolling though. Will Lutz 17 points already for Shane. That's huge for Shane.
Yeah, Shane's got a solid squad. He's got the number one tight end. He's got Jamar Chase and Neighbors. McLaurin's been good, and now he's getting Chubb. So
Yeah, but we got to
his
see what
team.
Chubb brings. But he's got Ford in the bench. But yeah, his bench just isn't really all that great in my
No,
opinion.
it's not. He
But not many's
survived
are.
though.
Not many's are though.
No.
All right. Last matchup before we go in the recap, Jeremy, of last week. We got the Battle of the Digivanis. It's Alyssa versus Jack. Alyssa, I believe, is 2-4, and Jack is, I believe, 3-3. Let me double check that. Jack's 4-2. Sorry, Jack is four
Wow.
and two. Alyssa 2-4. Jack 4-2. Uh, I'm curious who you're going to take, Jeremy.
Well, there's only one person to take.
Yeah,
That would be Mrs. Antonio Brown.
yeah,
I think she's going to come out with the victory. She's going to be on the warpath to success in the household this week. But Jack, he's got Josh Allen. I guess his stock did rise this week with the trade of Amari Cooper. Definitely, Jack's got a solid squad, but like I said, I picked Tampa to beat Baltimore. So that I think for that to happen, Mayfield's got to play well. Kyron Williams, one of the best backs. Jacobs, he's pretty consistent, but he could have a breakout game at some point. Um, but I do think um, because Alyssa does have a Amari Cooper that could offset some Josh Allen, right? Let's say Josh Allen has a great game, but he throws 2 touchdowns to Cooper.
Well, that's what would
Um,
need to happen. And yeah, that's what. Yeah,
yeah. So, but I'm taking Alyssa in this one. But yeah, Jack's team's pretty good.
I'm taking Alyssa too in this one. Yeah, I mean, like Jack has some good players. I mean, Barkley, like what's Barkley done last couple weeks?
Well, they had a bye, I think,
Okay, yeah.
and then came back,
Okay.
and he had kind of a dud coming back, but he's still,
Yeah, he had a
RB.
dub, but what was the score of that game though? I mean, they played Oh, it was a low scoring, ugly looking game. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember it.
Philly doesn't. Shit, Nick Sirianni's yelling at a fan at a home game. You barely beat the Browns. The Browns suck.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni might be getting himself in trouble over there with Philadelphia
Yep.
fans.
Yep.
I'm going Alyssa. I really
Yep.
do like Brock Bowers though for Jack, but something's just telling me this is where the Unicorn Princess, Miss Antonio Brown, makes a move. And who wants this more? Honestly, like if you were quick to think about it, you would say Jack. However, I think Alyssa only really wants to win, like truly wants to win deep down when she plays Jack. I think this game means a lot to her for bragging rights within that household, and I think her team's going to come out and show out for her. Um, yeah, I'm going to listen an upset, little upset. Give me the Unicorn Princess. Let's go into a recap of last week, Jeremy. Little ass backwards, but we'll dive right into the Anderson Bowl. Marty with a great week, 145.2. That's despite McNichols only giving him point 0.9 points. But everyone else, pretty much solid week. I mean, you got to 145. I know we usually say if you get to 130, you're going to win. The key word is most matchups, not all matchups, Jeremy. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of beat myself up by not starting Goff because I really liked the Lions against the Cowboys. But I could not imagine the Lions going into AT&T and winning by basically 40 points. But still, with that being said, I kicked myself in the ass. I would have ended up edging Marty by like basically 2 points if I would have started Goff. And I went back and forth on that. That loss is on me. But Marty, good win. You own the bragging rights this year.
Well, Rob,
You have anything to
way to
say
take.
about that matchup, Jeremy? Before I move on.
All I want to say is way to take that one on the chin, coach, because it does suck when you make a coaching decision like that, But Marty, great week 145. Even though, like I said, I thought your team, I think Marty's team actually has the least amount of points scored all season, but it didn't matter this week. He came ready to play in the Anderson Bowl.
Yeah, yeah, he came to show out. He really wanted it. His little icons R2D2, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I let that nerd beat me. I actually like Star Wars though. Moving on, I love you, Marty. Good luck rest of the season. Next matchup last week, Jeremy. Jeff went out. I don't know how many times Jeff has won most points this year. I'd have to dive into that, but I think this is his third, if not his fourth time already through 6 weeks. I could be wrong, but
He
I think
killed
he at
Adam.
least has three. He flat out annihilated Adam. Adam obviously with a pretty poor week. You're going to have those throughout the fantasy season. Obviously, Adam's pretty frustrated. Let's go to Adam's schedule real quick. I want to see something real fast. Yeah, Adam is 1-3 in his last four. With three or more of his matchups, he's only gotten 115 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I mean that's obviously why he's frustrated. It's why he changed his name briefly for a little bit since last week. Um, yeah, Jeff just is really good, man, Adam. And if you're gonna have a week where you only score 87 points, at least you played Jeff and he went off. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna beat Jeff very often if he scores 162. And if you're gonna have 87 points, you might as well do it against Jeff, who's probably gonna beat most people most times than that. So
Yeah. No, you said everything that needed to be said with that game. It was a dominating Jeff performance. His team came back with a vengeance after losing to my sorry squad.
Let's go into your matchup of last week, Jeremy. Good segue there. Go ahead and
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
Well, Brenna, way to show out, way to dominate. Here I am kind of second guessing my bench, right? Because I had 30 some points on the bench. Even if I would have played my optimal lineup, it wouldn't have mattered. Brenna was ready to get on the board. She had to say, listen, I'm getting a win. And yep, 134. That's a solid week. You should win more, probably more than half the games, maybe 60%. So yeah, my team sucks. I'm a dumpster fire.
Your team's just had a rough start, Jeremy. Obviously, you're
Yeah, we'll be saying that week 12 also.
well, there's still time to make a move though. You said going into this week, you were only 2 games back
That's true.
of making a playoff
There's still
spot. So
time.
there's still plenty of time. But yeah, Bernard getting on the in the win column for the first time this year. I'm happy for her. I don't want to see her have a terrible, terrible year like that, where she comes back the next season where she wears a brown paper bag, saying 0-14 if she were to go winless. But no, honestly, her team's not terrible anymore. I kind of brought it up before, like how her and I made that JJ trade that involved Kamara and some wide receivers and stuff like that. Well, one of those players in the trade was Anthony Richardson. I dropped him. Well, she got him back anyway. So really, she gave up Justice Hill and JJ and got depth and a running back. Her team's been looking pretty good since then, and I honestly liked my team at this point due to the Rashi Rice injury. I kind of liked my roster prior to the JJ trade. But yeah, her team definitely improved. She might hopefully get something going, but we'll have to wait and see. Last week, Shane took down Bird. He won by about 30, got almost to 130. Yeah, he just traded Stroud. I honestly, let's talk about that trade. We didn't really talk about it before diving into this recap. Uh, I don't know why he'd want to trade CJ Stroud. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know Mixon's been pretty decent running the football there, but it's CJ Stroud, and he's got Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico when he comes back. He just had a great game. He scored 24 points against a tough New England defense on the road, and he scored 3 touchdowns in that game. And he traded him for Kyler Murray, who is on a worse team um, that doesn't have as many weapons. They don't play call for him to like have planned quarterback runs. He just scrambles. And it's not like he's I don't know. I don't it's not a Lamar Jackson is like what I'm trying to say. It's not like you're getting a shit ton of value with his legs. Sure he's gonna have a play or two here and there, but I don't know. I'm just a firm believer that CJ Stroud is in a tier above Kyler Murray, and especially I don't know why he'd want to get rid of him. He's been balling out. We saw what he could do last year. This is sophomore year. I'm high on the Texans. I had them going to the Super Bowl this year. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. Who do you think won that trade?
Well, I don't think the Texans are going to Super Bowl this year.
Okay.
That being said, I think Shane won it in the sense that he got rid of an Ohio State Buckeye. He's not like Drew, who's always scooping up the Buckeyes, always getting the Chicago Bear players. So, all in all, I wish it would have been another player in the deal, maybe two, just to spice it up. But hey, I got to respect this straight up trade. Although I agree about the
I
roster,
respect I respect the trade. I have no problem
you
with
know,
the trade. I just think Adam for sure won the trade.
yeah, I feel like Stroud's been I've had him in a couple leagues frustrating in what I think he should be with performance. The thing about Kyler Murray and being on a bad team is he might get a lot of garbage stats.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
And so, I think this is TBD, but no, I think if you're Adam, you're sitting there thinking, I've improved my team tremendously. Shane's been offering trades to everyone, it sounds like. He's offered me tons of trades. It sounds like he's offered you. So I'm glad a trade was made. Um, but honestly, I think it's a toss up.
Okay, we'll have to
Yeah,
revisit that one in a few weeks and further down the
exactly.
line. But
That's the
yeah,
kind of
Shane
deal.
with a good week last week. Bird obviously has gotten better since his rough start to the year. Shane just been solid, and he was solid again, and he got the win. Shane's got a good squad. He's looking pretty good getting to the playoffs here later this year if he keeps it up. Next matchup, we had Jim versus Jack. Jim with a terrible performance, but you know what though? I mean, you're gonna have him. I mean, Harrison gave him a donut. He got hurt early in that game.
Dak
He was
died.
he had a bad running back situation. James Cook was out. Aaron Jones was on by.
I mean, he
Uh,
played Jack. Jack just makes people get injured when, they play him.
Jack has done that a lot this year.
No, he's got the voodoo magic. He
He
got Harrison injured for Jim in the beginning of the game.
yeah.
Um,
Oh
hell,
he
his Jack's first 2 weeks, well, that's Christian McCaffrey to start the year. I forget what week 2 was. But yeah, Jack's had this is at least the third time um, he's put someone out on the bench. So that's unbelievable.
yeah yeah.
Jack's got
I thought somebody got hurt when I played him too. I don't know. Maybe it
Jack's
was
got sorry, I was
no
gonna say
no.
Jack's got strange magic. Strange magic.
Beautiful. He does though. He does.
He's unbelievable.
Last matchup to recap, Jeremy, was Alyssa versus Drew. Hell of a matchup.
Yep.
159 to 148. I actually felt bad for Alyssa for basically putting up 150 and losing. Like, just because I know how much that would hurt me if I had to play uh, one of the two people that would have beat me in fantasy when I put up 150. That is just heartbreaking. But hell of a week for her. Hopefully, she brings up this kind of number this week against Jack. Her team definitely got momentum last week.
Yep.
Drew with just solid play, pretty much every single position but kicker. And he put up 160. That just
Well, this is unbelievable.
the
A
doctor was in last week.
Yeah. Over a combined 300 points total in this fantasy matchup. That's an insane number to hit. So just an epic battle. The reigning champ Drew is still coming in hot. And Alyssa is letting everyone know, she's a force to be reckoned with as always. It's kind of crazy how our league's going. Everyone's close. It seems. Well, maybe except for a couple teams, but we'll talk about that later.
It's week 1 of moving week. Week
Ooh,
7 through 10 is
fumble
moving
bye.
week, and then week through 11 through 14, that is seeding week, and people are trying to make the playoff. But yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be insane. Uh, we could go over power rankings real quick, Jeremy, but I don't really know if I have much that has really changed since last week. I basically said Jeff was number one, and then there was a series of other players or teams that you could kind of arrange however you want. I'm staying with that as of right now. So Jeff's still number one, and pretty much everybody else is chasing Jeff right now.
I hear you.
I hear you too, buddy. You
Well,
watching
it's
this
been
football
fun.
game?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just Spencer Rattler, just and Dennis. Yeah, I agree. Dennis Allen will get fired probably this year. Doug Peterson's gonna get fired on the way back. He'll probably get a text like shit, maybe even before the plane lands. Unfortunately, um,
Yeah, Doug Peter. If the Jags lose in London again, he's going to be fired the moment he puts his foot down on American soil.
all right, brother.
You're not gonna fire him over in London when he got back to back games over there. You're gonna wait for him to come back.
Well, at this point, yeah. I mean, we need to run a team out there, even if we do suck.
Right. All right, my man. It was a good pod. Good luck this
Yep.
week.
Yep. Have fun on your vacay.
Thank you, thank you. If all is good on the ship and I have Wi-Fi, I'd be down to do a pod on the ship. I think that'd be fucking sweet. So I will be in touch about that, my friend. So
All right. Sounds good, brother.
have a good weekend, man. I'll talk to you.
You too. All
All
right. We'll
right,
see you.
later.